Here is Perp back with another video, and finally Ozark is back for their final season. This is part 1 of season 4 of Ozark. Man, this show has been just phenomenal from start to finish. You know, all of these characters have come a long way, and I'm telling you that part 2 is going to be a must watch. I just enjoyed this first part, and it did a lot of setting up the ending to the story. Will the birds be able to get out clean? We'll have to just wait and see to find out. Before I get into this review, hit that like button, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at PerpMinded420. Let's get into it, man. I don't want to waste no more time because there was a lot of shit going on in this first part, man. So it picks up where the last season left off. Well, not quite. Because then we get a scene of just the Bird family just, driving somewhere. I'm not too sure. But they end up getting into a car wreck. And then they get into what happened down in Mexico and stuff after Helen got her fucking brains blown the fuck out. That was fucking crazy way to end the last season. So pretty much Omar, he is willing to work with like Marty and Wendy, but on one condition. He wants to get safe passage through Mexico to the US using the FBI. And you're probably thinking to yourself, that is a dummy mission. And that is exactly what it is. It's a dummy mission. It's mission impossible. As soon as that shit was going down, that's the whole gist of this first part is, trying to lock this deal down with the FBI, because he just wants, Omar just wants safe passage. He wants his kids to be cool and just, he's pretty much at the end of his rope. But then we get introduced to his nephew, Javi. And Javi, he is a hothead, man. He's much different than Omar. Omar is at least somewhat reasonable. This dude Javi, he shoots you and just asks questions later. And he is a very big obstacle for everybody in this first part, and definitely going into part 2, definitely dealing with Ruth as well. But what I've really enjoyed about this first part is just Marty and just Wendy, and just how they try to act like a normal family, but they know that they work for all these bad people. They've done all this dirt. And I really like that dynamic, that they are committed with each other to just make everything work, even though when things get frustrating. Which leads me into another character that we get more focus on. We get more focus on with the kids, you know what I'm saying? Not so much Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Charlotte's still kind of in the background. She's definitely a chip off the old block. She is definitely her mother to the T, almost to the T, when you first kind of see where she's at now, because she's a little bit older now. She's focusing on college and stuff, about to go to college. But she and Jonah, I really like their relationship, and we got a lot of foreshadowing on how this story could possibly end, with Marty and Wendy possibly dying, because they do talk about that. But anyways, we get more of Jonah. Now Jonah, he got some truth bombs dropped on him in season 3, about Ben, his Uncle Ben. Ironically, he's kind of going through his whole Spider-Man thing, whatever. But anyways, he does not like the fact that his mom lied about this. The fact that his mom was really the one that kind of got her brother killed. And her and Jonah, always really clash in this first part. Even to the point where Wendy is so drunk off of power that she's willing to even try to get, Jonah arrested, because a lot of things going on with Jonah. Jonah is just fed up with just the whole entire family. So he ends up going to work with Ruth and Darlene and all them, because Darlene is kind of setting up her own kind of empire with Wyatt and stuff. Wyatt is a whole fucking simp, bro. I don't really feel bad for him at all, at the slightest. I do feel bad for Ruth though. We're gonna get into that, but I really like that they gave Jonah some more screen time throughout the season. I think it was really needed. He's a very smart kid, 14-year-old, laundering money, doing it like a champ. You know what I'm saying? So he's over there working with the ops, you know, with Darlene and all that. And Wendy feels some type of way about that, and they really clash over that because she wants complete control. Wendy is my favorite character. I do not care what nobody says, bro. Like, she is my favorite character next to Marty, because these two, they are very much alike, but very different at the same time. Like, Marty thinks of all these different options. He weighs out all options. That's why he's really good at what he does. He's very lucky, you know what I'm saying? Wendy, on the other hand, you know, she wants to rule with an iron fist. She is very emotional. I really like her performance throughout this whole entire first part, because that death of her brother really broke her, and she's just so far gone at this point where she, you know, is doing deals with pharmaceutical companies, using her brother's death as a way to kind of get these rehab centers open. It's really fucked up, man. It's really fucked up, but I love it because it just shows you that she's willing to kind of take it to the next level compared to Marty. And it seems like Marty is kind of fed up with Wendy's shit, but he also has to deal with it at the same time. Marty has to deal with a lot in this season as well. And I think the Birds' biggest issue that they didn't really resolve, they kind of let it, like, you know, slide underneath the rug or sweep it underneath the rug, however the saying goes. This dude Mel, he's a private investigator for Helen, and he just wants a signature. You know, he starts to poke around at the Birds and what they're doing and stuff like that in their operation. He used to be a former cop, but I think he's going to be a big issue going into part 2 if they don't nip that shit in the butt, because, like, he's just in the background, just observing things, getting a lot of different information and stuff like that too. It's fascinating. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with his character. Like I said, they have to deal with all these different obstacles. Like Javi, he's another one because he's a hothead, and he's pretty much the next to take over for Omar and stuff. And Omar wants this deal to be done. He doesn't take like no for an answer at all. Even though Marty did tell him no one time, which was cool. That was dope. But let's talk about Ruth's character, because Ruth also takes an interesting journey throughout this first part as well, you know, and I like that her and Frank Jr. kind of see eye to eye more. You know, Frank Jr. kind of feels bad for beating up Ruth, but obviously, you know, it's because Darlene shot his thing off. That's what kind of made him have a change of heart. But I like Ruth in this because she's trying to kind of do things on her own and trying to get some type of control of her own life back, you know what I'm saying? But her issue is her connection with Wyatt. You know, Wyatt is very much attached to Darlene, which is the weirdest fucking relationship still. And, you know, Darlene has a vice grip on Wyatt, and just, you know, I don't necessarily feel bad for Wyatt. You know, he tries to be the better person, you know, wants to look out for Darlene, really feels bad. He definitely wants to leave, but I just, you know, it's a shame to what happened to him, because, you know, all this stuff that was building up, getting to this deal, with the FBI and, Omar and the cartel and stuff, it ended up getting Wyatt killed, and it ended up getting Darlene killed, which, man, I'm going to miss Darlene's character, because she shows you that she will not hesitate to kill somebody. She killed a cartel drug lord. She's killed a mob boss. She killed Frank Sr. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that was really sad. And just the way that this first part ended, with Ruth is on a rampage, and if she ends up killing Javi, that's going to just blow back on everybody, because what this deal with the FBI has on everybody is, everything has to go as planned. You gotta listen to us. We're gonna have full communication with y'all. But if anything goes left, pretty much, everybody is in trouble. Everybody's getting locked up. They're gonna have the full force of the Bureau on their ass. So I just really enjoyed everything. I think just everything they're doing with Marty's character, Wendy's character, Jonah's character, and Ruth's character is really dope. I think they did a really good job of setting up the last 7 episodes. This first part was 7 episodes, which killed me, but I feel like it was really well paced out. You know what I'm saying? More people are getting involved. It's becoming more and more dangerous for other people surrounding them. So I'm expecting them to knock off a lot of people, man. I don't think that Marty and Wendy are going to make out of this alive. I want to see what happens after that car crash. I'm pretty sure they're all going to be alive. They're just going to be banged up. But they have pretty much 48 hours to, make sure all this goes through, or, people are going to end up dead. This was a phenomenal first part, though. Like I said, I liked everything that they've done with all these different characters, and how they build up the tension and they build up the suspense. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting to see if this is going to be a happy ending, or if this is going to be a really dark ending for the Bird family, because there's a lot going on, man. And I'm curious to see where they're going to take Jonah's character. Is he's going to be able to, make things right with him and his mom? And will he be able to come back to the family? It's a lot of interesting things going on, man. I really want to go back and rewatch this in the near future, once part 2 comes out. Hopefully we don't gotta wait too long. Man, if you've seen this, let me know your thoughts. If I missed anything, I covered the private investigator. Avi is a big issue, a big fucking obstacle for them to kind of get over, because they're not scot-free yet. Every time they feel like they're getting somewhere close to being free from all of this stuff, they just keep getting deeper and deeper into it. And I can't wait to see what Ruth does. I hope they don't kill her off, but it just seems like she's just walking into her death. Wyatt's gone, so she's just completely, that completely broke her. Everybody, this whole cast has just done a phenomenal job. They all deserve an award, especially the actress that plays Wendy, especially Ruth too. She took it up to the next level by episode 7, man. Just how she just comes in there and just, man, awesome. And I love the music selection throughout this first part too. A lot of hip hop. I appreciate that as well. I appreciate just the overall build up of this first part, and I can't wait to see part 2. But overall, that's all I got. Let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments below, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.